Everybody active?
Yes.
No, there's no. Mm-mm. This is.
I'm glad you came. Good afternoon and welcome to our June work session. In a moment, Gina will read that. I do want to make note that one of our illustrious citizens named Bubba Ray celebrated his 86th birthday today. Gina?
I'm sorry. To clarify, this is a monthly work session of the mayor and council. This is a meeting that is held each month to allow the members to discuss specific items in preparation for the regular council meeting, which is held the second Tuesday of each month. The dialogue of this meeting will be between mayor, council, and staff members only. The time for citizens' involvement will come at the regular meeting to be held next Tuesday night during the citizens' input proportion of the meeting. We respectfully ask that you hold your comments or any questions until that time unless called upon. Once the meeting is adjourned, we ask that everyone exit the meeting room and the property in a timely manner. Thank you.
Thank you. Item one.
Item 1, consideration of a resolution to name basketball court located at Jones Park as Lewis Connor Court. This received a favorable recommendation by the Park and Recreation Board. Councilman Robertson? This is your item.
Yes, do I need to read this resolution?
No, you can just give a little history.
Okay,
Do you know what it's gonna cost, Ron? What we're gonna do and what it's gonna cost?
the plans are to, get a plat and put his name and his information on it. Mr. Corner, Lewis Corner, he was a, graduating class of the last graduating class of Jones School, 1967. And he was an outstanding basketball player at that time at Jones School. And then afterwards, he played many games, softball on the Jones field and surrounding counties. And from there, he went to college, and he played also a starting player on Columbia State. And later on, he started his coaching career in Carnersville. And then he, Carnersville Junior High School. And then he moved to Marshall County High School as assistant coach and later became the head coach. And then from there, he went to Columbia State as coach. And then from coach at Columbia State to athletic director. And he did retire. And they honored him over there at Columbia State for his time over there. I don't know if it has how many years. He had quite a few years at Columbia State. But the idea is to put a plat up there at Jones Park with his name on it, and possibly write his name on the court. They plan to not refinish the court, just I think they said they're just gonna reblock it,
Re-black it, yeah.
restripe it. And if we can find somebody, also put his name on the court and a plat also. I'm still trying to find the person that made the plat before for the rec center for Mr. Mitchell, was at the Lewisburg Jury, and they don't do it anymore, so All-Star Trophy is trying to find out what it would cost to get a plaque.
Where are you gonna put the plaque, Ronald? Is there gonna be a signpost or something you would put it on?
It'd be a signpost, we'll just decided, probably Brandon and whoever else would kind of decide a good spot to put it, and
We ain't got no ballpark about how much it costs?
don't have any idea.
Approximately.
Carrie has the information on our last plaque they got, but she didn't get back with me on how much it did cost. Cause they had to redo the one for Mr. Mitchell, they had up there for the pavilion, cause the first plaque didn't work out good, and so they had another one made.
Do you got a place that, like what Ms. Linda said, like about where you wanna put it at? Like,
Oh, it can be
you-
put it,
You ain't got no person like,
no, it can be
cause
put,
I'm trying to visualize the court on where you would put it to
it
where it
could
would.
be put anywhere up there, really.
Okay.
Oh, well, you talking about two end fences too, so if they shoot hoops,
Yeah,
the ball will stop.
yeah, yeah,
Two small fences and
yeah.
re-black it, and then maybe restripe it, and then put a plaque too. Has Carrie got any funds available left?
I think she's had some, I don't know exactly how much. I did sign up with my remaining funds to help. And, I think,
I'll give some as well.
I'm gonna contribute as well.
okay,
I'm just curious as to what the final price tag will be.
yeah, yeah.
Because I know she did, she's not, is she here?
And plus, a lot of that, what he talking about, that's on Carrie anyway, though, ain't it?
I
It's
think
not
as
really
long
though.
as she's
That's
got
why
it in her budget.
Right, right. So the-
Because we put 60,000 in the budget for doing the tennis courts.
Last year.
Do you know, Vicki, if they've done that yet? or-
No, as far as I know, the tennis courts have not been done. Of course, school's just out. Tennis season's just over.
Yeah, but
They're doing-
It's
No,
a
no, it
spring.
can't be let till after July 1st.
Yeah, they can't start that because that grant doesn't start up. You're
They're-
right.
well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if she's gonna do that with a grant, then she should have that 60 left over
They're doing,
from the budget.
she's doing the court at Harmon Park at. on
Yeah,
4th
she's
Floor
doing
Avenue.
Harmon.
I think it's $40,000.
And that's not the one you wanna put him on?
No, we're on Jones School.
Okay, I would think.
She's got a grant though, I don't know,
If you don't put it flush with the ground, you put it on a pedestal or on the sand, it's gonna be vandalized.
Somebody will
He
get
was
it.
more
I
associated
would- I would
with kiddie pool than
suggest
he was
that,
to Jones.
Maybe,
He was more associated with kiddie pool than he was with Jones. He's the
Well-
run, he's the run Harmon Park. He's the run Harmon Park.
who,
Mr. Luke.
Harmon Park?
That's what he's the run. He's the run Harmon Park, man. They used to be his, well, I ain't say his park, but he's the run Harmon Park.
what I suggest would be to pour a small concrete, maybe on the side of the court, and put that flush, even with the courts, so nobody can trip on it, but if we elevate it, somebody's gonna knock it down, is what I'm,
If it's too low, though, the people are not gonna see it.
well,
Yeah.
Maybe we put it in some concrete or something.
You can put it in a shadow box, a metal shadow box.
But anyway, I'll chip in all on my discretionary too, so.
Like I said, Carrie, I know she checked on the fencing, I think it was maybe $4,000, I can't remember if it was $4,000 or $6,000 for the fencing, and she said she didn't have enough to do that.
She did?
She did not have enough to do that.
Oh, did not?
Cause she'll maybe waiting till next year to do that on the fencing. So I think the plan is already to do the court.
Is she gonna do the surface? Do you know?
Yeah.
She is she's committed to do
That's already in the
that?
plans, and it, Brandon, the surface, re-black the,
I don't know if it's in her plans or not. I know she
It
met with
is.
some people to do some price checking, that's all I know as far as that.
Debbie, do you not have an answer for that?
I'm looking at the budget right now. Did you bring last year's budget with you?
I sent her a message to see if she could respond to what the.
There is money set aside for that.
I know in the
It's in-
capital I'm sorry, in the capital
not in the
approves it.
capital.
Yeah, it was taken out. All that was taken out.
Yeah, but if you look at the
Yeah, I'm
park,
fixing to look at her.
She had 60, it was under regular budget, it wasn't under capital. It was under expenses.
Conning cap.
But with the contributions on discretionary, there may not be an additional expense. Is that
I think that's gonna be enough.
correct or not?
My understanding the home part was grant money.
Pardon me? I'm sorry?
My
It just
understanding the
says
home part was
supplies,
grant money.
utilities, supplies.
But we're talking about Jones Park.
62
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here, swimming pool. 60.
Aren't we?
Tennis court
Yeah.
expense, 60,000.
Yeah, that's it.
Tennis
That's what
court, the tennis court was budgeted at 60,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Does it say
That
which
was the
tennis
one at the
court?
rec
It does
center.
not, it just says recreation, well, it says, well, they all say recreation at the beginning. It does not say, Harmon is down here, it's not in the Harmon part.
The original intent for that 60,000, Vicky, was the tennis courts outside,
Right,
The tennis courts?
the
Yeah.
tennis courts.
right,
At
at the
the-
rec
at the
center,
rec
at the rec
center.
center.
Okay.
But there were also plans to do the tennis courts, which used to be the basketball court at Harmon Park.
That's probably a grant, 'cause she got that.
Yeah.
She got
Harmon was
that.
the
That's on
grant.
this year's
Right.
grant.
So that'd probably be where you need to put it. That'd be my opinion.
But she should have, is she
'Cause
not?
I
she
know,
not
I
here?
know
She
Mr.
not
Conley
here.
used to run the.
No,
he
she
used to
don't
run
have
the
those
tennis
numbers back yet anyway for the total count.
Because the tennis courts at rec center was 20,000 and it was underestimated, then we put 60 in there, then I don't think it was done last year, then we put 60 in for this year, ending year, so there ought to be money to do it. But
I can't imagine that there would be, because, I mean, you're not talking about, you know, tens of thousands of dollars. You're probably talking more hundreds to blacktop it and stripe it than you are thousands.
Well, anyway, this number one is only for the naming convention. And Park and Rec Board did
Yes.
approve that and recommend it to go forward.
How you go about it could be determined later, to your point, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
But Ron, as far as my discretionary money, I'd like to see us get a plaque up and spend that money by June 30th. That way, we got new money for discretionary income starting July 1.
I agree with that, Ronald. We need to spend,
Get it up by June 30th?
well, we need
June
to spend what we
30th.
can spend
30th.
now.
Now, June 30th.
June
Well, it
30th.
goes away.
I'm
June
talking about
30th.
discretionary money. We need to,
I know, but I don't think we can get it up by June 30th.
Yeah, June the 30th, it'll go away, it'll roll over into a
General
fund
fund.
I
balance.
mean,
general
can
fund
it already
balance.
be appropriated for it?
no.
That would be a Debbie question
It
and
has to
answer.
be
If it's
invoiced
not
and be expensed in this
Yeah.
current year. So it has to be completed, invoiced, and we pay it.
Okay, I'll work on it.
We can buy the plaque and,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
it'll
you
have to
buy
be-
some
can go on and do that, just put
Put
it
it
up.
in storage.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I guess go and get the material for it.
Well, we gotta do
Yeah.
what we gotta do to be able to do
Yeah,
it.
in order to use that money.
That's right.
Okay.
So
All right,
we-
I'll get with Kerry, well, and,
So we want it on the agenda for Tuesday to go forward? Or to,
Well, this item is only for the naming. The other stuff we'll do on, we'll work amongst ourselves to do that.
Right.
But this is for the naming.
okay, any objections?
No.
And this is gonna be at Jones Field. Didn't they used to have tournaments up there?
Yeah, man. Tournaments, boy.
Huh?
That was a big deal, wasn't it?
It really was, man.
It
It was,
was.
hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
They still have horseshoes, don't they?
That horseshoe
Yeah, I can't
tournament.
do the horseshoes. I like the soft, when they was doing the softball is what I was, but it's,
well, they had big basketball tournaments.
yeah, the basketball, it was fun too.
So without objection, that'll be on the agenda for Tuesday. Next item?
Okay, thank you.
Number 2, consideration of an ordinance to amend Lewisburg Municipal Code Title 20, Chapter 7, deleting in its entirety the residential landlord registration ordinance, and this is Richard Donovan from Planning and Codes.
So I know I've got quite a few complaints since I started back in February about this, and I'm going to talk a little bit just about background of it, and then a little bit of what it cost us to implement it, and you know where I think we're going to have we're gonna divert some resources that could be used better elsewhere in the city to continue to keep it up. So this rental registration was passed back in 2023 and 2025, November, shortly before I started back with the city. The city undertook notifying property owners that were basically non-owner occupied property owners of the rental registry. Kind of, that entailed several letters that went out to property owners. What that really entailed was about 450 hours of staff time, $7,000 in labor cost is what that comes to. Was spent combing through Tennessee property records, typing the letter, actually mailing the letter. Probably not so much dealing when somebody came in on the collection side and entering it in. So I have a feeling that that number is undershot by, I would say, probably at least a week's worth of time would be my guess. But I wasn't here when that occurred. That's all what I gathered from staff in Planning and Codes Department. All that we've got for that is 160 registered landlords. That's been about $1,600 worth of revenue coming into the city. So we're nowhere even near what you would need to charge, nor do I want to charge what it would take to cover continuing the program. We've identified 800 rental units approximately in the city. Well, what that effort has essentially netted us that we didn't have access prior before was some phone numbers and some email addresses. It's not even consistent that we got that from everyone that submitted the documentation. So I will also say that typically who was the quickest and responded to this are people we're not having issues with that we would benefit from having a phone number and an email address to reach out for them to address a codes problem. So this really doesn't, for the price of the program and implementing this ordinance, doesn't pay back anything to the city. It doesn't make code enforcement, getting grass cut, getting junk picked up out of rental yards, junk cars moved off of rental properties, things like that just aren't seeing any little to any benefit from this. I can't think of one time in my now 4 months that we've actually pulled a number or an email off of this list to address a codes issue. And this has some ongoing things that are going to have to be done. The database is going to have to be maintained currently, and this was done prior to me getting here, and I had them stop work on it because a handwritten list was not going to yield the kind of results that we needed. We would need a database, but I was hesitant to spend the resources it would take to get a database with the lack of benefits. You know, there would be some potential avenues we could look at to help us enforce that, but again, that cost is going to far outweigh anything that we're able to collect, even from, you know, getting maybe 1 or 2 problems from a code standpoint resolved. There are softwares out there, but they cost at a minimum of $6,000. They're far more expensive than this. You know, with this diverting staff's time from being a code staff's time being in the field, actually finding issues, meeting with people, resolving those issues in the field are more valuable than them sitting at a desk researching landowners. Has this landowner sold and they're not on the registry anymore? Do we need to reach out to a new landlord that potentially owns it, things of that nature. I just feel like that this program is far more burdensome than the benefit we get from it and the information that we obtain. I'm happy to answer any other questions that the council has.
If we approve this or repeal it, it'd be effective 12/31 of this year, right?
We can make it effective immediately. We've ceased collecting the fee as of probably 2 months ago, or a month and a half ago, I believe is when we stopped collecting the fee from the standpoint of having this conversation, realizing that it's really a net loss for what we hope to accomplish with it.
My problem with it, if we don't go ahead and continue it, may not enforce it. Understand you may not enforce it, but it's gonna be a counting nightmare for Debbie if the ones that's paid it come back in and want their money back.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, 'cause I get my $10 back.
Well, and that initial,
That stops that.
Yeah.
The answer's no.
They're not gonna come back and ask for $10.
and the way it's set up is they're
We'll go
supposed,
over that.
they're supposed to renew in December of every year. So what we would be chasing right now is the stragglers that haven't registered initially. Is if we end it, you know, we could say we're not gonna collect any new fees and end it effective when we would need to start processing re-registrations.
A noble idea with unintended consequences, so we
Correct.
learn from our
Yeah.
mistakes.
Whatever
This was
makes
a
your
mistake.
department easier to run. This was like a trial, you know, we thought it would help us find landowners that didn't live here, that didn't respond to properties, but they're not gonna respond to that letter anyway, so. Are you gonna send a letter to all the rental owners telling them that this will be a discontinued process? Or are you just gonna tell them when they come in?
We could, you know, I'm not sure that's gonna be very effective. You know, what we may do is a banner on the front page of the website, to notify it there, cause I had began putting some things on the website about it, but took that down, relatively quickly. You know, and a lot of those are coming in, especially with the renewal, all it really is collecting the $10 fee. I have a feeling that my administrative staff is gonna be who takes the brunt of that. I can just tell her to let everybody know that we've discontinued the program moving forward, either by phone call, which is how we've collected the bulk of those fees, believe it or not, through a credit card, or people coming in person. And, you know, Ruby can intercept those when they're in person or on the phone.
I think the word was spread pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
When
Yeah, it
when the
wasn't
people come in and
popular.
pay their taxes, could we get, and I think we've talked about this, all of us, maybe when they pay their taxes, get a phone number or get an email for them at that time? Or would that be an inconvenience for everybody too?
You know, I don't know enough about that part of that process when they're coming into the city hall to talk about it. I mean, Debbie, do you know?
I mean, we could get, and we'd be back to developing a database probably of emails and phone numbers. I wish that we could have the assessor's office, when they send out, is that they ask for emails and phone numbers on the assessments, and have them when they come to us already in our system. We've talked about emails before, hoping we could get those, but we have a lot of credit card payments, a lot of online payments. We're not going to get everybody, but, I mean, again, we'd be back to training people how to do that.
When the county gets their appraisals back, does it automatically populate our computers, or do we have to punch them in individually?
No, it's a download into our
It's- it's-
system.
okay,
We'll go.
okay.
I think they have an organization. So I think if they find out, they'll let everybody else know. I'm trying to think of the guy's name that's over it, I think. The one with the venue out on Columbia Highway.
Rex?
Richardson?
Yeah, Rex. I think Rex is maybe over that organization. So he can get the word out to everybody, I think.
To the landlords, you mean?
Yeah.
Is everybody in
I
favor?
will look at our system and see if it can be added from desk. I mean, if it can. The worst part would be when we've got a line and we just don't have the time.
Yeah.
Like in February, end of October. But I
And
know
the
we
folks
just have email addresses.
That don't come in. Well, just so long as they don't ask for your date of birth then the last four digits of your social security number. I'm for not doing any of that. So is everybody in favor of undoing this?
Good
I
for
am.
me.
Yep.
Okay, that'll be on the agenda for Tuesday.
Thank y'all.
Item number 3, consideration of an ordinance to amend Lewisburg Municipal Code Title 10, Chapter 1, Section 10-110, authorizing the city manager to adjust and direct the per diem boarding fees, provided that such fees shall not exceed $20 per day. This is with the animal shelter impound fee. Mr. Spivey, you want to talk
Yeah,
about that?
Ms. Helen sends her apologies. She had a migraine today. She had to leave a bit early, and I told her I'd speak on her behalf. But this is the animal shelter fee. It's had no adjustments over time. And I think Mr. Hutto drafted it in a way that we wouldn't have to go through this process next time, you know, if we had to go another $5 over the coming years, up to 20, not to exceed 20, and we could be done administratively up to that. But this fee, the proposed fee right now would be set at $10.
How much, I'm sorry?
$10.
$10.
Isn't that right? Yeah.
Yes,
Is this a resolution or an ordinance?
this is an ordinance because, right, Mr. Haddad is in the, yep, it's an ordinance.
Questions?
It is an ordinance, and I chose have it be flexible up to $20 in case, the cost to feed a small dog's probably is still $5, but if you get a 30-pound dog, 40, 50, or 80-pound dog, they're gonna eat a lot more dog food, and just that lets the shelter and Mr. Spivey have a little more flexibility without bringing this back in front of council.
That's is an
Prices
interesting,
change.
I guess, piece of trivia is the small dogs typically adopt out really quickly. And so we wind up warehousing for a period of time almost exclusively large dogs. So we don't get many of the $5 dogs.
Any objections?
No,
Okay, that'll be out for first reading, Tuesday's agenda. Next.
Item 4, consideration of an ordinance for a budget amendment number 2 for fiscal year 2025-2026. City Treasurer Debbie Montgomery.
I think everyone got a copy of a very long budget amendment. This will be the cleanup for the end of the year, where we always, you'll see a lot of revenues included on this one for grants. Some revenues that wasn't budgeted for some insurance recoveries and those kinds of things at the top on the revenue line. Down at the bottom is all the expenditures, where some accounts might be an account I set up because I wanted to watch postage for general administration. And so I had that going into an account that didn't have anything budgeted, and this is to clean that up. But as you go down, you'll see different line items that were a little short, some that I moved a little bit to take care of that. It was within the departments. I just cleaned up within the departments. There was no effect to the fund balance, except for the fact that we reduced that fund balance for right now because of the savings on Third Avenue. So that is hopeful that that number hopefully will go down a little more. But pretty much that's all there is. There's not really, like I said, anything.
Pretty simple.
It's pretty simple. If anybody has any questions, though, I do have notes on anything that's,
and there could be another one once June closes up,
hopefully this is it.
but there could be.
There could be if there has to be. And of course, this would just be the first reading, and we would have to call a quick special called meeting for the second reading in the public hearing. So, which, as you know, between the first and the second, if I did find something else, is we could amend prior to that second reading. So I'll kind of keep watching that in the next couple of weeks after to make sure if there's anything else.
Additional questions? All in favor of it being on the agenda for Tuesday?
Yes, sir.
Next item.
On other business, we have added a ordinance, electronic citation fees. I'm going to let Jessica Blackwell come up from the city court. These fees have expired, and we are just cleaning up the municipal ordinance. Is that correct, Mr. Hutto?
It is, the TCA code allowed them to be collected for 5 years, and the city could renew them. And I don't believe that Lewisburg renewed them when they initially expired, so we just need to, A, stop collecting them, and B, take it off the books.
That's the only thing.
Welcome, Jessica. Is this the first time you've stood before us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm teasing. Go ahead.
No, we just need to take that out of the municipal code. It expired, I think, in 2023, and we no longer collect that. But we can collect that as a court cost, which we are working on that, and we'll be going before the budget, I think, was it the 15th?
It's the third week, so yes, it's on the agenda.
Yep, and it's on the agenda, so all we need to do is remove that section.
Okay.
Is that it?
Question, Jessica, what typically is court cost for, say, a traffic violation?
Court cost is, for a guilty speeding with a $50 fine, $180.50. $130.50, just court cost only, and if they come to court and it gets dismissed, I think it's 105, I don't have my paperwork in front of me.
Oh, that's just okay. I just wanted a general
I think it's
idea.
105.75 or yes, 105.75, because they, increased the education fee from $1 to $2, so it's 105.75 currently.
Okay, questions for Jessica?
Any prior tickets that are out or not in yet, that we collected the fee, will they, once they paid, will they have
No,
that fee
it's-
on it, or just everything's
No,
dropped?
it's already, we've already removed that fee back in 2023,
Okay.
so.
Just no questions? It'll be on the agenda without objections. That was other business. Is there any other, and I sent out an email that Tuesday I will present the water board
Okay.
appointee to take Joe Harris's when his term expires, to begin in July. Any other business?
Yeah, Mayor, I'm not familiar with this gentleman. Could you tell me something about him, or tell us something about him?
Well, there was a brief bio on him, and,
It's very brief, that's why I asked.
well, he has worked with, what I know about him is he's worked for Teledyne for 44 years and worked his way up to a management position. He's been a resident here and has good skills from everybody that I've talked to. And I've not heard anybody say anything negative about him as far as any of his attributes.
Does he have any financial experience?
I didn't ask him for his financial.
Okay, I'm just asking. I ask the same questions about every time.
I don't have an answer to that.
Okay.
Any other questions? You have a motion to adjourn?
Oh, I've got something.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Jump up there
You
real quick.
You beat Linda, I get.
Very glad you didn't have a gavel.
I'm sorry, Linda, I'm teasing.
We all got this letter from the comptroller's office about the findings at the water department. And one of those, this is the second year in a row we've had that finding. I'm wondering, and we've been beating our head against the wall here at City Hall about what we can do about the water department's audits. We have to be able to do something to correct these. This is not a reflection on the water department. This is a reflection on the city of Lewisburg, because their audits roll up underneath ours. And so we've got to be able to handle this. That's what I'm asking for. What can we do? Because I've tried ever since, I've been here 4 years, I've been trying every year. to get something done. It was on time this year, thank you. But, you know, that doesn't solve a second reading, a second audit finding on the same thing. That's, no.
I haven't seen that, Vicki.
It came in an email today or yesterday.
No, I've got it, but I've not read it. Could
I
you,
haven't
could you
read it.
point
Can
out
you
what the finding was?
Tell us what it was?
Yeah, the department administered pension plan does not issue standalone financial statements. And then it lists the pension note disclosure. It's called a required supplementary information should be presented, and it was not. And this is the second year in a row. Please note, this is the second year this item is being brought to your attention.
Okay. I do know that they brought in special actuaries to correct that from last year.
Right?
So may I have a chance to read that document that you're looking at and then have a conversation?
Please,
back
oh,
with you?
please, let's solve this. Because here on the water board minutes, it says the audit has no findings this year. Well, if you had a finding last year, and surely they took that
I read the
to-
audit and I didn't see any findings, is why I'm asking. There were no findings listed.
Correct. But what I'm saying is, if Winsett is their auditor, they should have told Winsett last year when they got this finding, so they could make sure that Winsett would look for that. So obviously that didn't happen because they have a second finding on the same issue.
Can you give me a couple
Oh,
of
sure.
days?
That's why I'm asking for help.
Good. Help you shall have.
Thank you.
I agree, yeah.
Anything
You'll
else?
do something.
Anything else? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I second, let's go.
Motion,
Keys.
second,
Come on.
Shannon,
Nobody believes they were
second.
mine anyway.
All in favor, say aye. Those opposed, say no. Stand adjourned.
Look, we're gonna keep.